Oh, hi there, everybody. Hola. What's going on? It's Monday, very, very soon. It's very, very soon. It's Monday, May 17th. That is the deadline, the newly extended deadline just recently for filing your personal taxes. I've got to do it. We've all got to do it. And it was time to do taxes. So, what I spent a lot of time the last few weeks doing was building, the programming sort of the algorithm for doing your taxes, like an as automated way as you can do, looking at all the different questions and kind of putting them in order. Can you create a return really fast? The answer is we're going to test it out. We have a new product. It's the personal tax wrap, as I call it. It's a spreadsheet application. It's going to help you figure out and simulate personal tax. It's going to be something you can subscribe to and get access to as I make it even better, because that's the thing about the tax code is it's enormous and there are forms and stuff all over the place that I don't even have in here yet, but there's a lot in here, and so we're just going to continue to make it better. And if you're interested and want to use this for, maybe you're doing taxes for other people and you need help simulating taxes or sending something out, this is a very, very interesting application, and let's talk about how it works. So, if you're a human being that made some money or didn't make some money but existed and need to file a tax return, and you want to understand how it works, you can file it yourself. You're an American or not. Either way, you can still file it. You can fill it out and send it in and do it to the best of your abilities and read the instructions. So what I've done is I've shrunk down a lot of the information so that all you can do in here, if we protect the sheet, if we just protect the sheet up here by going to review and protect the sheet to select unlock cells, we don't need to put a password in here at all. I don't put a password in here because I want you to be able to unprotect it if you want to, because all these files and algorithms and everything are completely open. You can have fun with them as well as see how they're generated and the formulas that I use. So I don't put a password on it. Just say okay. But what it does do now is there's a color scheme going on here, and the dark cells now all of a sudden you can't click in them. You can only all of a sudden you can only click on certain things. So cells have been locked and unlocked, and the color pattern is if it's light. If it's a lighter color, it's something you can type in. And there's some logic to that I'll get to later, but the dark stuff's all of a sudden, you don't have to do anything. Or it's formulas down here and you don't need to do anything. So let's see how we can fill out a return. All right, let's try filling out my return with some fake numbers, because I don't want to give out my real numbers. but we'll do fake numbers. So I am single at any single filing status anyway. At any time during 2020 last year, did you receive, sell, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial... I did do some transactions in Bitcoin, actually, on Coinbase. So the answer is yes, I did that. I have not added the part for cryptocurrency into this file yet. Yikes, I got to do that. I got to do that. So, all right, that's not done yet. I'll add notes here saying that crypto whatever... Crypto calc not done yet, not supported yet. We'll work on that, because that's a whole complicated thing. But I have seen some of it before. We're talking less than. I'll admit what I've done. Crypto less than $1,000 last year. I did, and anyway, and I think I lost money somehow, because I do that. But anyway, so point is. Yes, I did. So you have to answer yes or no. Do it honestly. Answer questions honestly. That's my advice to you. Someone can claim you or me as a dependent. No, I don't think so. So no. Answer's no there. Blindness. Boy, I'm pretty close to blind, but the answer's no. Not a blind there. There's 0 of these blindness exemptions. List the number of dependents that would be tax credit, probably 0 there also, and other dependents probably 0 there also. There's instructions you can read if you want to figure that out. Wages, salaries, and tips. Let's say that I made 6 figures in W-2 wages this year, 100,000. So you made $100,000. These can all be rounded to the dollar, so I'll fix that. There's a lot of things we're going to do to make this better. We're going to unprotect first. Now we're going to leave it like the way it is. Tax exempt interest, dividends, all kinds of stuff here. What you can see here is that this is mirroring the 1040. The form 1040 is the one you have to fill out. There are schedules for interest. There's a Schedule B, for example. You click here, and it's going to jump to Schedule B, but it won't jump to Schedule B unless we're unprotected, and I need to fix that. We're doing all our quality assurance in this video right here. That's what happens. Schedule B is down here. starts asking you questions about interest payers. You could say, "Oh, I got interest from Sherwin-Williams." I don't know. That would be probably dividends, right? Putting in the wrong information here. Like random companies, how much was it? Whatever it is, you can start listing things right here. You can also do it with dividends. Let's say Sherwin-Williams also gave you a dividend of $64 or something like that. Whatever it is. Anyway, then you can go back and forth, up and down from the 1040 to different schedules and start filling these things in. Capital gains and losses. If you do a lot of stock trading, you're going to have proceeds and numbers and stuff. Like if you had sales and cost bases and whatever, 45,000 is more reasonable. 45, 1, 2, 3. Things like this, you're going to be able to add in all of your the information that you get sent to you on your oh god, they send those forms to you, the TD Ameritrade-ish type companies and the Robinhoods and all that. They send you that form. It's like a 1099B or something. I can't even remember what it's called. But point is they'll send you that, and you can just put it here for your short and long-term capital gains, right? So you got your Schedule D is going to fill itself out. All these formulas just fill themselves out and figure out what your max report is or what your max loss allowable is, all that stuff. And so you can fill out a return super, super fast. I mean, you fill out, what if you've got a Schedule C or something to deal with? If you got a business, sole proprietorship here, the Schedule C, it connected off the sky. I'm going really fast. You don't have to pay attention to all this stuff, but I'm showing you all the capabilities of the file and what you're going to be able to do with stuff. You can start putting in sales numbers if you've had some business and whatever your expenses were, right? You just put your expenses in. You can tie this to a different sheet, which can have transactions that feed this so that you can actually write a formula that'll populate these cells for you to match the proper categories if you already have them categorized on a different sheet. So the way that you can import all your information is phenomenal. I'll go into videos about how you can do that. So you have other expenses, right? You got software, whatever you're buying. You can list your other expenses, and it's going to self-total. It's going to show you what your profit is. And it's going to jump back and forth, jump back to your Schedule 1, make sure everything's filled out on your Schedule 1. Any state refunds or whatever did you get back for last year? Just go through all these questions. I mean, there's hundreds of lines of code. You don't have to answer hundreds of questions, though. You just go down the list until you get to the bottom of the 1040. I mean, what does our return show right now? Do we have any federal withholding on our W-2s? Let's say that we withheld, I don't know, $4,800 or something. That would leave us owing $14,000 in taxes this year. And all the stuff just got filled out. Schedule SE already filled itself out automatically. Right? Yep, it did everything automatically because it already had your wages and figured out what your self-employment tax was on that Schedule C, which is right here. And then it put it on Schedule 2 where it's supposed to go, and here's Schedule 2. I mean, just look at how easy it is to just toggle through this thing and fill it out. Like, we've really done a return. Like, if you had the number sitting in front of you, you could have done it that fast. Now, here's the fun. There's more fun even here. In this case, there's also a table that's going to table all the results. And what we have is we have all the forms, we've got different areas of the forms, and we've got answers to questions. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to set up some different filters so that we can just click a filter, and say, hey, what are the relevant numbers? Like, what does this person owe, right? Overpayment and amount due. You can see here, this is the amount that's due now. Now, what if, for example, I'll show you how dynamic and cool this is what if we went back to the 1040 and we said, oh, we actually withheld $35,000 in W-2 federal withholding, like the employer withheld that from the thing, instead of just $4,500. Watch what happens. Instead of owing money, now all of a sudden we overpaid by $15,900, and we're getting a refund, and everything in the return just changed appropriately. So this thing is super, super cool. I'll put this up as a product for 49 bucks a month. How about that? You can't beat that. 49 bucks a month, you will get access to this live as I update and add all these forms. And there will be some troubleshooting. I mean, I think I did everything right, but we're in the quality assurance testing phase right now. So this is for simulation purposes only and for aiding and organizing your own information. It's not for actually tax filing. It can help support your return by providing numbers if you put them in correctly. But we'll constantly be editing this, and I will love taking comments. And when people find errors or find things that aren't specifically perfect, we will update them as soon as we can. I think this will be a really great kind of product that publicly people will help to do the quality assurance of this as we do it as well, because it'll be very, very useful. So all right, I've got a ton of work more to do on it, but I'm going to put it up because it's working. We've got all these schedules so far. I need to add the alternative minimum tax form 6251. That's next on my list because that really needs to go on here. But other than that, I've got a ton of mainly used forms in here, and boy, you can really get a lot of stuff done with this. You answer the other worded questions here with by opening this plus up, and it shows you what your answer was. If you made one, choose your filing status. Your filing status was single. You can open and close all this stuff in unison, like opening entire fields so that you can see stuff. We can change the design of this to tabular. It's endless what you can do with this. Endless. You can make it look like this instead if you don't like this. Oop, get that out of there. And then if you open everything up in this format, what you get is kind of more like an outline, like a book format, and it's easier to read because you get the questions. Expand this entirely as well. You get the answers to any of the questions right here. You know, what happens if you change the filing status on this person, right? That's at the very top. If you change this person to married filing jointly instead and give them some dependents, this number of dependents, I think, what is it? Let's give them 2 dependents. Then you go back here and all of a sudden everything's going to change. You can see the status changes, the amount due, which is right here. All of a sudden they get $23,000 back. So anyway, it's just really, really, really cool. If you're at all into taxes, and I hope you found this video because you're into taxes and you want to organize things, or you have a business where you're dealing with people's taxes and you get good, this is, I've been wanting to do this since the tax code change occurred a few years ago, and they really added this Schedule 1, Schedule 2, Schedule 3, which never existed before. There are more. As you can see, there's so many forms I have to still add here. That's what these comments are. But man, this is very, very cool. So anyway, I'll keep plugging away at it, and you can start getting access to this on Monday, and there will be bugs and things in it, but knowing that going in, if you want to start experimenting with it, basically do beta testing with me while still using it, then I would recommend subscribing. All right, good luck. May all your tax returns be easy.